And as usual, in Vegas, there's a lot of different ways to accomplish the same thing. So let's talk about playback and pausing, playback and stopping, how that all works. First of all, there are transport controls on the bottom here, and they look like old VCR controls, if you're old enough to remember VCRs, I guess. Here's the play button. We'll hit that, and sure enough, the video starts playing. Stop will stop the playback. Notice what happened. It snapped back to that initial play point that we started with. So take a look at that again. You'll see the cursor moving, yet it still leaves the marker behind where it started. Okay, and I hit stop. And there you go. Now we can accomplish the same thing using the keyboard. And let me just go ahead and bring this up so we can see the keyboard also. And I'll use the space bar this time to get the playback going. And space bar again to just bring it back to the same point. Now that's very handy when you're editing, because often you're working on one little segment and you want to keep coming back to that same point over and over again. But suppose we want to do it so it's playing back and we want to stop it just at a certain point in the playback. We can do that as well just by hitting the space bar. And this time we're going to hit the enter key, which is over the shift key, and it stops, but this time it stops at the particular point it was at when that key was hit. The same function would be right here on the transport controls using the pause button. Now if you have Vegas Pro, you have one more little trick that you can use, and let me just bring that up here. And that is, as you're playing back, you can actually reset that cursor starting point where it's going to come back to when you hit the space bar again by hitting the Alt and down arrow. You see it's jumping right to that point. If you really want to come back to a specific point and then at the same time keep the playback going, you can use that trick, Alt down arrow, but that's only in Vegas Pro. Something else you should know is that as the playback is happening, and let me just zoom in here by moving the scroll bar. And I'm just going to mute the audio.